Hello, everyone. How are you this evening? My name's Sherry, and welcome. This is Practical Stitches. I do a live on Friday nights because my viewers really enjoy it. And you are more than welcome to join in the chat. You just have to be subscribed to the channel, and it doesn't cost you anything. So, yes, you just have to click on the subscribe button. So, That's that's the only rule. And obviously this is a sewing channel. And today I did film a video. I was supposed to have it out, or I wanted supposed to. Anyway, because I don't get paid for doing this or anything. I just enjoy sharing my sewing stuff with you guys, with everyone that is interested in sewing. So I did film a video this week and well, today actually. And I tried to edit it and I saw the pictures of me wearing the garments and I don't know. It, I don't think it looks good on me. So if I can I might have to refilm some of the video and anyway, try and get that done hopefully for Sunday at the very latest. Anyway, I wanted to have it up today because I wanted to have a video out this week. Anyway, but there is new subscribers to the channel, which is great. It seems like lately I'm only putting out a video every other week and then I do lives on Friday night. And the shorts seem to be helping my channel for some reason. Sue, hello, how are you? And Bronwyn is here. Hi, how are you? Yeah, so hopefully there'll be a video. So I guess the long short of it is I'm trying to get a video edited, hopefully have it out maybe Sunday, which will be a pattern review of those horrible pants that I've been making. I've been ranting and raving about. I feel like it's taken me a whole month to make them because I'm just disgusted with them and tired of arguing with them. Anyway, it wasn't really that bad in the end. It's just a matter of you ever get like that? You're working on something and then it gets hard and you just don't feel like doing it. Or you set it aside and try and do something else and then go back to it. Anyway. And I did find my pattern and that's what I was doing while I was waiting to go live and then I clicked the wrong button. I was trying to see the ease in this, and it is a lot because obviously the size that I made was way too big for which I cut it last year. Anyway. So I'm glad I found that because I do want to make it again. I just would like it to fit and not be so big. So, yes, pants are finished. Video is kind of filmed and yes. So my buttons finally came. I had one of these open. They came in a little bag for that red jacket that I made. I've ordered black rivet jean buttons and they're too big. And I specifically look at this little tiny little bag. Anyway, I ordered them and they're like almost an inch. They're way too big. So they're the rivets. And I already sewed buttonholes on there and I specifically ordered the buttons and I thought I ordered the same size. Anyway, they have the little rivet on them. I don't know why I'm holding it over here and the camera's over here. So they're like 7/8 of an inch. I could put them on, but I already have the buttonholes sewn on, and yeah. So I'm gonna have to find a shank button. It's just I need 13 buttons so for that jacket, and they're just gonna be way too big to because you put 4 on the sleeve. So I was very I've been waiting all this time for these, and yeah. So I was disappointed in that. So Sue and Bronwyn, what have you been up to? I have, well, it's kind of a funny story. You know that I have a cat. Anyway, I think I made a comment last weekend about how she catches stuff and brings it in the house. Anyway, she like dining room is all moved around. It's not a very big room, and sometimes she's gotten into the habit while I've been recovering from surgery to go out the window to go outside. So sometimes I open the window, and I left it open, and she brought in a mouse, but it was no longer alive. So I got rid of it. Anyway, the next day, I don't learn. She looked up there. She was just sitting on the deck and on the railing, and I left the window open because I thought she wanted back in. But she decided that she would go mouse hunting again, and she brought in a mouse, but it was not dead and it was still alive. And I am still going around with a cane, so I'm not that fast. So I seen that it was running around. She was playing with it. So I tried to grab it. And I grabbed a container and tried to put it over top of it so I could get a hold of it. Anyway, it took off. And of course, the cat went the opposite way the mouse did, since I interfered in the whole disaster. So later that day, I seen it going, and I put the container down. It was going in between the wall and a piece of furniture. So I put the container sideways so it would run in there, but I didn't have the lid. So I was trying to find the mouse. Meanwhile, the cat is sleeping, not even paying attention to this whole disaster. Anyway, I didn't see where the mouse went, and I thought it could be anywhere by now. So I went to pick the container up, and it was in the container. So I ended up catching the mouse. Would oh anyway, it's not really that funny of a story, but yeah. So the cat's been kind of annoyed with me because I don't let her keep her things. Um, so Sue has been making bread bags and pillowcases. So how many bread bags are you making, Sue? And what kind of pillowcases are you making? Bronwyn just finished her dinner. She's on the other side of the country. And she is working on her dresses. She has so many made now. Sue says sounds like a comedy of errors. It was. Well, it startled me when I picked the container up because I wasn't expecting the mouse to be in it. And then I thought it would just jump out, but it didn't. It was not a. I think it's not wasn't very old. Like it was smaller mouse. Anyway, it is free range now. It's outside somewhere. probably trying to figure out a way back in here. Just hopefully not by the cat. Oh, nice. Sue says she has made 3 bread bags, and we were talking about this last week. She's making them out of 100% linen to store her bread in. And she's making envelope pillowcases. That's awesome. Bronwyn says she's over there laughing at me. She's glad it wasn't her. Yes. Sue says I would have woke that cat up and sent it to catch that mouse. Well, I did. I poked and prodded her all day and say, aren't you going to look for... And the mouse was eeking. You know how they make that little noise? Like, eek. The mouse was eeking, and she didn't even move. Usually she hears that noise and she's off. I probably told this story before. In the winter, I usually have to set a mouse trap, and I put it under the sink, which has a door. Anyway, the cat can open the doors. And if I do catch a mouse, she hears the trap go off, and I'm sleeping. She will bring me the mouse, the trap, the whole thing. I've woken up many mornings and almost stepped on a mouse and a mouse trap. Anyway, that should make you laugh. Because she hears that, she gets right excited and she brings me the whole thing. But I don't know why she likes to catch stuff and let it go in the house and then leave it. I think she's getting older and she's like, I don't want to play with that anymore. Yeah. I tried, Sue. You know how cooperative cats are. They're not. And if she wasn't around, I would miss her. I can't see. Yes, so those are my wildlife stories for this week. The cat making me crazy. So what have I done that is sewing related this week? That quilt that I've been working on and showing to you guys, that scrappy quilt for the last, I don't know. I'd hate to say it, but it might be 5 years that I started collecting scraps for, and I finished sewing it together, I don't know, in the fall of last year, and it's been hanging up downstairs ever since. And I made the backing for it. It was just I had to sandwich it together so I could quilt it. So I did get that put together. I think maybe I did mention that this week, but I did finally get it all together, basted it, and the cat helped. I think that might be a short this coming week, maybe, if I can get that all put together. Sue said she used to have an old tomcat that used to do that too. Yes. I don't know. I guess the cat figured I needed something else to do, maybe, this week. Chasing a mouse. Well, there wasn't much chasing going on, but not on my part anyway. I'm just glad that it's no longer in the house. Because I can make a mess. I had a mouse in this house, and it was in here for quite a while. It was months before I could catch it, and I think I had to use dog food to catch it because that's what it was living off of. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about mice anymore. And my hair is all sticking up again. So what else did I work on this week? The dress that you guys voted on is all laid out on the table downstairs. That's why I had to get the quilt off of there so I could get the dress laid out. And I have paper laid out and the chiffon over top, which seems to be working, and I starched it. So thought it actually would have had it cut out. I was going to start cutting it out, and then I realized one of the pieces said cut 4. So I had to repin some things and almost knocked my glasses off talking with my hands. So I had to move some of the pieces. I was going to take you guys downstairs tonight so you could see, but I'm still not very great on stairs, really, which is frustrating. So anyway, since I'd have to carry all this gear downstairs and set it up, and yeah. Oh, my computer is telling me things. Sue says the cat experts say that when your cat brings you presents, it means that they love you. Yes. Well, she has no choice because I'm the only one here. She has to like me because I'm the one that feeds her and looks after her. And she's getting very, now that it's light out later, she wants out at night, and I don't let her out at night. So it's bad enough that she's goes out in the day, I guess. But anyway, because we have lots of ticks. I've found 2 so far, but I haven't found any lately. So hopefully no more. Ticks are, I think they're a big problem everywhere now. So yes, I was supposed to have that dress finished, or in my head, I was supposed to have it finished for the 1st of June. But I am trying to get it cut out, and I don't think it's going to be too, I say this, not too complicated to sew together. We'll see. But yeah, I'm glad that I moved the pattern pieces because I wasn't being stingy on how I was laying it out. And then when I realized there probably would have been enough fabric to cut out the other piece. I don't even have a pattern up here to show it to you. But it was A, is what it was called. It was letter A. So Sue says we don't seem to have a problem with ticks so far, but it's not quite hot enough yet. You have other creatures though, Sue. Yes, I noticed the black flies are out here now. Because I filmed my video outside and didn't even get off the doorstep and the black flies found me, and I've been itchy ever since. Which is probably why my hair, well, stick my glasses in my head and they stick. The hair sticks to my glasses. Oh, and the Great British Sewing Bee. Did any of you get a chance to watch Stuart the Wool Patch to see one of his 2 shows that he does? Sue says, yes, the snakes are crawling. I have a rat snake in my chicken coop. Oh, yuck. I bet you it's big. If it's in the chicken coop, it must be big. Yep. Oh, Just so you know, I put all the links in last week's live, and I wrote a comment saying that the links to all the shows, so you just gotta click on it and it'll take you right to, it should take you right to the actual channel. It's called The Wool Patch. I shall put it in here. Now you get to watch me type again. Be nice if I wrote it correctly. So Stuart does 2. There. But I put the links in the live so everybody could see them. The one with Carol, it was a good one this week. Hopefully I don't have these. Yeah. There. So those are the 2 that he does. So the first one, Unpicked, is just like kind of what the judges are saying and what the challenges were, and they just do commentary on it. And then the other one is an actual tailor. Her name's Carol, and it's called All Gathered Up. And they go into the details of some of the techniques used on the show and go a little deeper into it, which is really good. And you can ask her questions and she'll answer them. So if you watch it All Gathered Up, you'll see the crazy questions that I have asked. And you get to hear what her answers are, which sometimes are surprising, kind of interesting too. Sue says she'll check it out after we're finished. She said she saw some shorts from the Sewing Bee. Yep. Oh. And then Sue says, I don't know if it was the current one. Yeah, I did see a couple of shorts that the Sewing Bee put out. Yeah, I think it is. So this week they made a pullover fleece, and one of the criteria was color. So it was kind of cut off here, or yeah, maybe it was lower. Anyways, a zip up, and then it had a pocket, like a square pocket that wasn't made out of fleece. I think it was ripstop or something, and the zipper had to have a zipper, and it had to be parallel with the other zipper. And they had to use color to set it off. So some of them did the collar a different color, and then the yoke, and then the pocket, and the zippers, and the sleeves, and then the bottom. And they only had 3 hours to make it, which would have been challenging since you had to, so the more colors you use, the longer it would probably took to cut it out. And it's not like they had every color out of the rainbow. It was, there was quite, I think, well, maybe there was 10 different colors, actually. Sue says, I don't get the Sewing Bee here, even though I have the BBC app. Yeah, I can't watch it either. So this is how I watch it, is by watching those 2 channels. And I put the fold line. They always do the pattern picks that are similar to the challenges that they do on the show. And there is one other channel that I do watch as well. They talk more behind the scenes kind of production kind of stuff, which is a little different. Sue said one guy went around and got a piece from every contestant. Yes. So I guess his fleece pullover had 10. Actually, I quite like the pullover, and there's no patterns really super similar to it. I think I have one downstairs. It's just the way the collar is sewn on is different. But yeah, it kind of made me want to make one. Although it is getting warmer here, but it's going to be cold tomorrow. I think it's only 5 degrees out tonight, which seems wrong to say that because it's been so gorgeous, but it was kind of rainy here today. But I like watching it because I always learn something from Carol. She always gives great sewing tips and advice, so you can always ask her questions. Stuart puts a thing up on his community tab if you want to ask a question regarding the topic. So next week's topic is holidays. So it might be swimwear and I don't really know, a holiday, a vacation kind of thing, I believe. So yes, and I think his name is Marcus. They used the 10 different colors of fleece and he won that particular challenge. Yes. Yep. So I think that challenge was mostly about color because he didn't finish and some of the contestants did. So it's kind of weird how they judge it. So it's kind of interesting how they look at what they completed. And then the last challenge was they had to make some kind of something for the Olympics, basically, like for an athlete. So yeah, it was really, I really love watching it because it kind of gets you excited about making something. I kind of want to go digging through the fleece that I have and see if there's something that I could make for a jacket. I used to have all kinds of them, and now I don't really have them anymore. Wore them out. Yeah, and the pocket would be difficult to sew on because it was a different fabric and you couldn't make it stretch and you had to make sure the zippers were straight up and down. Sue says she likes watching the older shows that are available to watch. I think I don't know if it's still available. I think you can watch the first or second season, or maybe 1 and 2 on YouTube. They used to be there, but they're not very good clips. Like they're all grainy and stuff. But that's how I used to watch it, and I just love it. I love watching it. So when I found the wool patch, it's how I know what's going on. I feel because he shows pictures, so you kind of know, like just still shots of the contestants, so you kind of know who they are. Yeah, I really enjoy watching it. Carol gave a lot of good tips about using stabilizer in your seams and showed the difference with 2 pieces and how it can change the shape of something if you don't use the stabilizer, which was interesting. So, yeah, I always learned something from her. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And it's inspiring. It makes you want to sew something, I think. And something else I learned this week, since I finished that yellow quilt that you guys all seen, I had worked on that and got that finished, and then tried to put my other quilt together. Well, I did put my other quilt together, but I haven't started quilting it yet. I have it all ready to roll. I think I like making things like that more than I like making clothes, I think. Because I was making clothes there, it's like I was making quilts and then I was making bags and then I made some clothes and now I like making all things, but I think it made me realize I like making that stuff better, maybe. So I should always have a couple projects on the go, I guess. So I don't get sick of one thing. But I need clothes, so, and I have the fabric, so I have to make them. In my mind, that makes sense. So what do you like sewing better, Sue? Do you, because you're making pillowcases and bread bags, do you like making a smaller project or making a bigger project? I know I'm going to be glad when that big giant quilt, well, it's not giant. It's going to fit a queen size bed. I will be glad when that's finished. That is for sure. But yeah, it made me realize that I like quilting and I like piecing things together. And yeah. But I'm glad I'm getting some of my projects finished up. I found some more projects downstairs that were cut out last year and sitting there waiting for me to sew them together. So I need to get, I was going to bring that upstairs actually. I think it's a gauze short sleeve top, is what it is. So it'll be nice and cool to wear it in the summer. So it's good that I still have it so I can get working on that. Um, Sue says that's my excuse also. I like crafty stuff right now, but I love making garments. And oh, there's a little heart on my screen, and it's always right in the freaking way. I can't read stuff. She says I like small projects most of the time. Yeah, I like making garments. But sometimes when they don't turn out, I get very, what's the word? Just disheartened and kind of put you off for a little bit. Now, I made this quite a long time ago and I really liked this. It was a pattern, it had really big sleeves and I changed them and I added some volume to this part of the sleeve and added this cuff. And I like how the pockets are sewn in the side. It looks like my favorite sweater. And I haven't made any more. I should be making more of these. I'd like to make a shorter one. It's very similar to, I suppose, Blackwood cardigan, I guess. Because when I change the sleeve, it's just easier to put on with a coat. But I would like to have a shorter one that, because if I'm wearing it with a coat, this cardigan is too long. It kind of looks ridiculous. Sue says, I have a beautiful piece of fabric with roses waiting to be a dress. Oh, wow. That sounds nice. Did you ever find your house dress? Oh, I think you did tell us that you did find it. Your house dress pattern that you were looking for. Bronwyn says, I like garments the best. I've only done one quilt and it was a jelly roll race one. Yes, that's a little different. I enjoyed that last block that Izzy did. Now I can't remember what it's called, which is similar to the. Oh, do I have a picture of it? Probably. You guys already seen it, but just so in case anybody else is watching and later on they won't know what I'm talking about. It's in here somewhere. Oh, there it is. I really enjoyed making that block. I can't remember what it's called. To me, it looks like a star, but that's not what it was called. It's very similar to the quilt I made for my aunt. Well, and it was Ohio Star block. But this one was a step farther. It had smaller half square triangles in it. There's nothing wrong with making the Jello race quilts. Those were kind of fun. I did try and make one, but it was scraps of fabric that I had that I just cut and sewed them all together. And I had to guess how much fabric was in a jelly roll, and that was kind of over the top, but trying to get the amount of scraps cut that was the same length or whatever. And the quilt's on my bed. I do use it. It's not very pretty, but it works and it keeps me warm. So Sue says, I get discouraged when I can't get something to fit correctly. Yes, well, this is a McCall's pattern, and I was warned that this ran big, but I mean, I cut it out last year, and I cut it at 22. Now, I made this simplicity pattern. What size does this go up to? I guess this only goes to a 20. And it fits me perfect, so it's ease that gets me every time. And it took me a long time to figure out ease, and that was kind of what they were talking about on All Gathered Up show. It just came out today, actually. I'm reading the comments now. I can't remember what I was saying. Oh, dear. Yeah, talking about ease. And that's a hard one to figure out sometimes. Yeah, I never understood what ease was. I didn't get it, but I know what it is now. What am I looking for? Yeah, so this star is different. It's harder to see in that picture, but yeah. I probably have it written here. She called that the double T block. That one right there. Unless I'm getting them mixed up. But that's what I wrote on the thing. Double T block. There was a friendship one. Where is it? I think it was like it looked kind of like a star as well. Bronwyn says, I like garment sewing. I just picked up 20 patterns I get printed today. Oh my gosh. And what are some of the patterns? Are they for you? Like things that you're going to make for yourself? Sue says, I use the finished garment measurements when I make myself something. Yes, I have learned that lesson the hard way. That's what I do as well. I never read anything on the back. I just, and I cut this out last year and I don't know why. I obviously didn't look that closely at it or something. I don't know. So yeah, I would like to actually make this again, but much smaller, to because I have an idea in my head that something that I want to make, and I want to make sure I get the fit right before I make the thing. Sue says I can't keep them straight. Yeah, the names of the blocks I can't remember them all. Yeah, I think the other one, I don't know. Do I have a picture of that one now? Yeah, I think I got it all bungled up, my picture. I think that one was called the friendship block, I think. It kind of looks like a star, I think. Yes, it was. Sue says it's great now that they are putting the finished measurement somewhere on the pattern or the envelope. It didn't used to be that easy. That is true, but you know what? I'm so used to looking for them on the pattern that I get annoyed if I can't find it, because when I'm cutting out, I might have in my mind the size I'm going to do, but I like to see it when I'm laying it out. I don't know. I'm so used to looking at it this way. It's not on this one. Yeah, it is on this one. Bust, waist, and hip. Is it on this one? I think it's on all the newer ones now. No. This one only has the hip measurement. Doesn't have the waist. And I don't think it had it on the pattern either. The waist measurement. But the width of the leg is on here. Which I wish I paid more closer attention to. Brian was telling us all the patterns that she got, or some of them anyway. Love Notions, Cadence for her mother, Parker Ponte pants, the Dibby leggings and cashmerette leggings, and she's on the hunt for the perfect leggings, and the Harper cardigan, and she can't think of the others. Ooh, sounds like you have a whole wardrobe planned for sure. Yeah, leggings. can be a hard one. I used a quick sew. They're not leggings, so they're more like pants. But I made them before I went for my surgery, and I think I made 3 pairs, and it was a quick sew pattern. And I wear them all the time. They're very comfy. But I wouldn't wear them. Well, the navy one, plain navy ones I made, I do. But the other ones are like jogging pants. And I actually have them on now, but they do not match what I'm wearing on the top, so I'm not going to show you. Oh, dear. I haven't worn them in public. But they are very comfortable to wear around the house. Sue says she loves all those patterns, Bronwyn. Sue said it took me a long time to make the switch also. Yes. Bronwyn says they are all new patterns for me to try, so she's excited. Oh, I guess so. Those are some nice ones too. Are you a member of the Cashmerette? Is that the one that they have a club? I think there's more than one pattern company that has a club. I know Izzy talks about it quite a bit, and she really likes it. Or I think she does. It sounds like she does, I should say. Bronwyn says, I'm making dresses for Mom. She has a knee replacement this summer, so I want her to have an easy time dressing. Oh, well, you're such a nice daughter. That is so nice. Yeah, that's a good idea. I know these pants, I wore them after, because my legs swelled up quite badly, and actually they still do sometimes, so. And putting on jeans is not always, and when you're just at home, it's nice to have some stretchy pants to wear, or, well, a dress as well would have been easier. Bronwyn says, no, I'm not, but I'm tempted to try it. Oh, the Cashmere Club. Yeah, it's that because they give you patterns that are only offered in the club. I think Janine Sews is in it as well. And it sounds like they are liking it, but I don't really know much about it. Because I have so many patterns, I don't like to, because if I go the indie side, then yeah. I already have a lot of patterns that are very similar. Or just things that I want to make and I haven't made them yet, I guess what I should say. Sue says you have to be very careful with leggings. You can get a camel toe very easy. I like a legging pattern with a gusset. Oh, nice. Sue's saying how sweet Bronwyn is. Yes, she is. Sue says she doesn't like their patterns well enough to join the club. And Bronwyn says, thank you. Oh, yes, your mother will love wearing those dresses. Knee replacement is, yeah. It's not fun, but hopefully it'll be worth it at the end, which I'm sure it will be. Because I know people who have had it and they are very happy that they have done it. Yes. I have a couple legging patterns that just came with like a top or something, and I haven't tried them yet. I think it's a McCall's pattern, and obviously I can't remember the numbers, so that's not helpful. But I'm sure the ones that you have are going to work out amazing. Because sometimes those indie patterns, they specialize in certain areas and they do a really good job. Somebody says, who else is here? Is Edna here? I don't know if Edna is here or not. I'm sure if she was, she would say hello. Yes, I know Edna wasn't feeling so great last week, and I haven't been talking to her. I was talking to her son, and he was talking to her, and she didn't say anything about not feeling well, so I'm hoping that she is feeling better. So Edna, if you're watching, we are all looking for you and hoping you're okay. Oh, Linda, here she is. Hi, everyone. I was reading all the comments. Oh, she's checking up on us, seeing what's happening. Hello, Linda. How is the bag making going? And everyone is saying hi to Linda. Yes, welcome. We're glad that you could join us. Yes, it went on very long last week. We were on for like an hour and a half, I think. Everyone is saying hello, and Linda's laughing. She says, I'm so slow. You missed my story about my mouse incident. Oh, what about Christine? Christine is probably busy. I haven't been talking to her this week either. She's probably busy with her grandchildren, I'm guessing. So, yes. It's funny that you guys are asking for people who aren't here. I guess maybe I should start thinking about moving this an hour back, but I just can't stay up late enough to go any later. So, Christine, if you're watching this later, everyone is missing you. Because that bugs me. I always click on live chat replay when I go to record these and put them up. And that's why I read the comments, because comments just appear and they are no longer there. Like you have to go back. So that's why if you ever wonder why I'm reading them out loud, so people know what we're talking about. And Sue is saying, we miss them when they're absent. Yes. So if you're watching this later, we miss you if you're not here. Yes. So, Linda, how is the bag making going and the website and everything? So, Bronwyn, you are going to be very busy. No wonder you get your patterns printed. You have so many. You're going to be very busy. So, I guess you're going to be making dresses first. And Bronwyn says she's not going to be here next week because she will be working. She's going to be working in the afternoons. Yes, shift work. It's always fun. We miss you already. Yes, I hope you're going to post pictures of your mom's dresses that you make. Linda says, I'm still not done. I keep thinking more things I need to add. Yes. I think you're talking about your website, and it's a lot of work. So yes, it's can be feels never ending in the beginning. Uh, Sue says, yes, please do. She wants to see pictures of what you make. Hopefully, you can post pictures of the dresses you make for your mom. And Bronwyn says, thanks, Sue. I'll post the dresses when I make them. Might even get mom to pose in them. Oh, lucky. That would be great. We would love it. Yes, absolutely. I look forward to seeing those pictures. But you're going to be very busy. 20 patterns. Wow. Yes, that'll be good. Yes, so I have to get my dress cut out this weekend. And something else that I'm going to be working on is, well, actually, that's something I really want to do is I want to get started on my jacket, even though it's not really season appropriate. I would like to get busy making that. Um, but I'm going to a quilt show, and I was talking to a friend of mine tonight, and she said she would help me because I'm kind of worried about dragging everything in and setting it up, and I'll be all tired from doing that, and not be able, anyway. Hopefully, it's halfway through the month, and so I need to start. I'm going to cut some fabric and have it labeled, and I have to get it all ready to drag to the quilt show. That's why I kind of want to get my scrappy quilt made so I can use it for a backdrop if possible. I'm not really sure how it's, I just have one little table, so at the quilt show, but I'm excited to see all the gorgeous quilts, and I know there's going to be a lot of them. Sue says, lucky us that we get to see the pictures. So you got to follow Bronwyn on Instagram. I think that everybody does. And Bronwyn says it will keep her busy this summer. I guess it will. You are going to be very busy, for sure. So, oh, Christine is here. Everybody has been saying how they miss you. Maybe she was watching and she couldn't comment, but she's waving and saying hello. So, yeah, there she is. Everyone missed you, Christine. They were asking me. She just got home from work. Ooh, that's a late night. Busy. Um, Sue says, hello, Christine. Were your ears burning? Yes, everybody was asking where you were. And everyone is saying hello. Yeah. So there's so many of us that have met up in this format for so long that everybody is like a little family. So, but they are very welcoming to others if you ever want to join in. Oh dear. We like to have a laugh every once in a while. And Christine says work was just crazy. Oh, I guess so. That's really late night. But it's Friday. Hopefully you're off tomorrow. Time to put your feet up, hopefully. Christine said, no, I was driving home frantically knowing I was going to miss you all. And Sue says, wow, so late. Yes, that is a late night. And don't drive frantically, Christine. You can watch us later. And there's always next time. Absolutely. So hopefully Christine has caught her breath from rushing home. And what are you working on this weekend? Or are you going to be hopefully not busy working? And Sue says, yes, please be safe. Always be safe, Christine. Yes. Oh my goodness. That's too funny. I have to get home. I gotta be on the live. Oh my goodness. Christine says, I finished a few things. I need to post pictures. Yes, you do. You and Sue you always forget to post your stuff. But Bronwyn, she is going to be making her mom some dresses and she's going to post them on Instagram for us to see. And Sue says, I forget to post. I know you do. That's okay, you're loud. But it's a good way to share with everyone if you want to show us what you are making. Try and keep an eye out for all your guys' names. And I know that we are all anxiously waiting for Linda to get her, whenever she gets her website up, we are going to be saying, yes, great job. Sue says, I just don't think it's very interesting. We think it's interesting, the things that you make. I like to see them. It inspires people. It's kind of like, well, Sew and Bee, you see everybody making the fleecy pullovers and stuff, and it's inspiring. You might inspire somebody to sew something. Sue says I make boring stuff. No, you don't. Edna was all interested in your well, I found it interesting as well. The linen bread bags that you're making. Very interesting. Not boring at all. And oh, I had a thought and now it's gone. Oh, yes, if any of you are interested and can't watch The Great British Sewing Bee, because we talked about it last week, I did post the links in the description of last week's live, the actual links to the channels that I watch. And it was in the comments as well, the wool patch. He does a really great commentary video, and then he does another video with a tailor who does the breakdown of some of the skills that were used. Techniques, better word. That's the one I was looking for. Techniques that were used in the sewing bee. I just like watching it because then I feel like I know what's going on. I guess I'm nosy. Bronwyn says, I like seeing what you make, Sue. See? We like it, and that's all that matters. And Sue says, well, thanks for that. And Christine says there are reruns playing every Tuesday on Makeful channel of the Great British Sewing Bee. Oh. Well, Makeful channel. Is that like a TV channel or is that one of those app channels, which is not what they're called, but you know what I mean. Yeah, because I would watch. What is the Makeful channel? Yes. Christine, you were in the know of things that we don't know, so you have to tell us. It's on satellite TV, okay. I do not have satellite TV. I only have Netflix. And it makes me angry when they put the Great British Bake Off on. I would much prefer to watch the Sewing Bee. And Sue says, oh, I don't have that. Well, there. You were watching. Sue, where did you say that you were watching? Now I can't remember where you said you were watching the like reruns of the Great British Sewing Bee. Sue says, why don't you get yourself a Rocco? I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is. Well, I feel like I watch too much television now. I don't need to watch more of it. A Rocco. Where was the place? See, where I live, when I was a child, we only got 2 channels and we couldn't get cable. Didn't matter. It just, you weren't going to get it. No point in asking anybody for it. It's just not going to happen. And then for a short time, I did have a satellite dish. And I just found there was never anything on it. And couldn't afford to buy all the channels. There's just got basic. So basically, I was paying satellite to watch the same 2 channels I watched for free when I was a kid. So, yeah. And so Sue says on an app channel, I can't remember the one. Oh, it's on an app channel. Christine, Rocco's, I don't even know if I'm saying it correctly, are awesome. So many shows to watch for free. Oh. And yes, Christine, so many hundreds of channels. Oh. I'll have to check it out, I guess. Find out what's going on in the world. So right now I don't have television. I just have a smart TV and I have Netflix. That's it. And I've actually been thinking about turning it off because I find there's nothing. I've watched the things I've wanted to watch and that's it. So I'm thinking about turning that off as well. So, yes. Well, we are well over an hour, and I don't want to make this so long that people won't watch it later. And I feel bad because Christine rushed home from work so she could be on here. You missed my mouse story, which was not that interesting. With Roku, you can watch Acorn TV and a bunch of others. I did watch, what was it that I watched on Acorn? Was it Acorn TV? I think it was. Harry Wild. Yeah, I think that was it. That was good, but then I watched the whole thing and have to wait for another season to come out, I guess. I did see that, but I no longer have it. Christine says she's laughing. No, don't feel bad. Friday night, I look forward to catching up with you all. Yes. Oh my goodness. Um, and Sue said Miss Fisher's modern mysteries are great. Yes. Yeah, I watched those again. I think the month of April, I watched a lot of television. I watched everything that I could watch. Um, what was Agatha Raisin? I know Sue has seen it, but Christine, you have to watch it. You're going to love it. And Linda, you might too. And Bronwyn. Everybody's going to love it. You got to watch Agatha Raisin. Christine says in Father Brown, I never watched that one. Christine says that's good. I'd actually like to watch Agatha Raisin again just to see her crazy outfits. And Christine says Father Brown is good to watch. Good to know. Yeah, I mostly just watch YouTube and Netflix. I'll have to check it out because Mala has things to watch, which is probably a good thing because then when you don't have a routine, like I should have one after 6 months that I've been sitting around. Um, Sue says the new Miss Fisher is set in 64, 65, so crazy outfits. Oh, is that the one that has her, is it her niece? I never seen that one either. The 60s outfits, yes. Wouldn't it be fun to work on one of those TV shows in the costume department? And Christine says, ooh, fun. I'll try that series. Father Brown is too. It's murder mysteries, but very tame. Okay, yes. I never watched that one. It's like what is it? Blood, I can't say it. Bletchley Circle. When the first one came out, I loved it. It was so good. And then it disappeared, and the San Francisco one came out, and I didn't like it as much. And I've been debating on starting to watch it again because I was just so annoyed that the other one just ended. It was so good. And then, or they were done with it, and then they started the series, the San Francisco one, and I didn't like it as much. All right. Well, we're not talking about sewing anymore. Well, sort of our costumes in our favorite television shows. So, anyway, I am always so happy that you guys take time and rush home from work so you can say hello to everybody because we've all kind of made friendships on here. And yes, it's a great way to check in. And I'm so glad that you all come by and say hello. So I think that's going to be it for tonight because I think that we could all go on and on. But yes, it's really great to talk to you all, and I hope you all have a great weekend. Take care, everyone. Good night.